Hello everyone, Myth here, and today I'm going to bring you guys a video on how to build a Shu deck in Three Kingdom Epic War. So here we go. Let's go to Cards Gallery and filter Shu and 4-star. Personally, I'm building a Shu deck, pure Shu deck myself, and I'll go through my setup in the video today as well. Firstly, I will go through different types of Shu deck you can build. I think in total, there should be 4. So the first one should be based around your mage Zhuge Liang. Okay, this one is not gonna be a pure Shu deck. The second one is gonna be 5 spearmen. And the third one is the one I'm using, which is gonna be a mix between spearmen and Ma Chao, the cavalry. And the fourth one, no one is using right now, but I heard when 5-star versions come out, Huang Zhong and Yan Yan, like the archer combo, is pretty good. So firstly, let's go with Zhuge Liang, right? So with Zhuge Liang, how do you build him? When you want to build Zhuge Liang, he has to be your main damage dealer because he does a lot of damage with lightning summon. Okay, so you want to build some support around him. The number 1 support is actually not the Shu hero, which is Xiao Qiao. Okay, the reason she's so good is because her skill has 0 morale cost. Okay, so you can use it right off the bat. And after 2 seconds, the tactical attack of the friendly unit with the highest tactical attack increased by 60%, plus 205, and then she does a debuff on all enemy units, which decreases their tactical defense by 20%. And provides shields to all units for 15 seconds after battle starts, equal to 16 times her int, right? So she is like the ultimate free play hero, and she has to be included in your Zhuge Liang deck. Now let's go back to Shu. So you have Zhuge Liang, you have Xiao Qiao. The third card will be Huang Yueying, which is Zhuge Liang's wife. Her skill is increase the tactical attack of the friendly unit other than herself with the highest tactical attack, increase it by 110%. So it's huge, right? What's her first passive? Increase the effect of heals on your most distant unit by 45%. When a target dies, another target can be selected. Okay, that's good, but that's not the point. The point is stack the tactical attack buff, and 110% is huge, right? And so now you have 2 support with Zhuge Liang. Now you want to pick some frontline. Okay, so how do you pick frontline? There's different choices here. If you look at our server, right? If you look at the ranking, like power ranking, this guy, he picks like Liu Bei and Guan Yu frontline with Da Qiao. Personally, I don't suggest this lineup at all because Guan Yu and Liu Bei, they are full cost morale, and it's not very sync well with your Zhuge Liang. But my guilty here, he's using Zhou Tai and Sun Jian, right? I think this is a decent setup. The reason is because if you look at Zhou Tai, we have to filter to Wu. Okay, so the reason why he's using Zhou Tai is because Zhou Tai is the tankiest frontline in the game. The self buff is 140% plus 235 physical defense for 10 seconds, so he can tank for such a long time. And what's the first? Incoming chance of increasing. Okay, so if he gets hit, his physical defense can go up for 5 seconds with a chance, right? And then he's using Sun Jian. It's because Sun Jian makes Zhou Tai tankier with 40% defense buff to Wu unit only, so it only applies to Zhou Tai. And his watch passive shares 55% damage amongst Zhou Tai and Sun Jian. Okay, so that's very strong. Yeah, so that's a choice. You can go Zhou Tai and Sun Jian, or you can go like like Zhang Fei is pretty obtainable, so you can go like Zhang Fei, right? And maybe with a healer like Hua Tuo, so you can go like Zhang Fei, Hua Tuo, Zhuge Liang, Huang Yueying, and Xiao Qiao. So that's 5, right? Or my personal recommendation would be Zhu Rong. Okay, so where's Zhu Rong? This card here. So if you look at now, the reason pick her, firstly, she's very obtainable. Secondly, she does a big nuke and reduce target's healing by 90% for 15 seconds. But one of the main reasons is actually, it's not about now, but in the future, when she's got a 5-star version card, she can grant your Zhuge Liang a shield, and that shield absorbs damage and also immune to stun and knockback effect for 15 seconds, okay? So it counters a lot of charges. That's why Zhu Rong, you can start using her now. So that's with Zhuge Liang deck. So basically, the core unit will be Huang Yueying and Xiao Qiao. Then with Zhuge Liang, you pick 2 frontline or 1 frontline, 1 heal, okay? So that's that. And also in the future, there are different versions, so people doesn't run core Zhuge Liang. Maybe they run like Zhuge Liang alongside with Guo Jia or Zhang Jiao, their 5-star unit version. The reason is because it's to counter Ma Chao, right? Like Ma Chao charges towards the enemy with the highest tackle attack. So what they do is they actually make Zhang Jiao and Guo Jia's intellect higher than Zhuge Liang, so Ma Chao will target them instead. So basically, it's like to die instead of Zhuge Liang, so you can dish out damage, okay? So that's an option in the future, but you don't have to worry about now. Secondly, 5 Spearmen. It's very straightforward. Shoot Spearmans. The only Spearman I probably would not recommend now is Wei Yan, but he actually has 2 5-star version cards in the future, and they are very good. But now I don't recommend using him, okay? Because the core, if you want to run 5 Spearmen, is Liu Bei and Guan Yu, and they both 4 morale cost, and it's very high. And Wei Yan is a 3 morale active skill. It doesn't really have the gap to really use it, okay? So what I would run for 5 Spearmen, I would run like Liu Bei, Guan Yu. I'll put a Guan Ping there. The reason I put Guan Ping is because look at his skill. He's gonna send the nearest allied unit to charge towards the enemy backline, right? So because if you run 5 Spearmen normally, it's all melee attack and you can't reach the enemy backline, but with Guan Ping you can, okay? And especially if you run Zhao Yun, like if you look at Zhao Yun, his skill has 2 parts. First part is throw a spear, damage the lowest physical attack enemy, and the second part is if the enemy is within your sweep range, you're gonna sweep, knock back, and stun everyone around you, okay? And it's very important to have Guan Ping running with Zhao Yun is because if you only throw the spear towards the enemy backline, the second part of the skill is not gonna proc, okay? So and also Guan Ping first passive increase allied critical chance and critical damage, so it's a very important card if you want to run 5 Spearmen, okay? So I will run like Liu Bei, Guan Yu, Zhao Yun, Guan Ping, and maybe I'll run like a Bao San Niang because he's got a charge as well. Or you can run Guan Suo. Guan Suo is gonna charge with Zhao Yun because his passive is when a friendly shoot unit charges, you also charging, right? So you can utilize the card Guan Ping with a charger and Guan Suo to make your melee 5 Spearman deck becomes kind of a backline rush deck, okay? And you have Liu Bei and Guan Yu's buff, right? And you can also use Zhang Fei as well, put him on the side of your formation and buff himself. It's very strong, okay? So that's like 5 Spearmen. And also, of course, you have the option to run Jiang Wei. The good thing about Jiang Wei is that he makes everyone share 60% of damage they receive, and he AoE heals, so it increases survivability. Okay, so there are quite a lot of options, but if you want to make it to work, I say the only must-have is Liu Bei, Zhao Yun, Guan Ping, and maybe Guan Suo. The rest you can pick and choose yourself. Depends what you have. Okay, so the third deck I'm going to talk about is the one I'm personally gonna run. Like right now, I don't have. You see, I almost have like everyone, right? But I don't have Guan Suo and Guan Ping, which sucks because they are the key of my deck. So the deck I'm gonna run is Liu Bei, of course, with the buffer, and I am going to have Guan Suo, Guan Ping. Currently, I'm using Jiang Wei. Okay. The problem with Jiang Wei is I actually trained him. I almost maxed my passive, almost 333. So I have to use him now. Otherwise, it's kind of a waste. But once in a later, I get more resources. I can, because Jiang Wei is mainly a PVE unit, right? I don't think he's as good as Bao Sanyang in PvP. I'll tell you why later. But my deck is gonna be right now gonna be Liu Bei, Guan Suo, Guan Ping, Jiang Wei, and Ma Chao. Ma Chao is gonna be my backline assassin, and he's gonna be my only cavalry of the deck. So basically, what happens is at the start of the game, I am going to get Guan Suo to self buff, right? He adds self attack, and then Ma Chao charges in. Guan Suo is gonna follow. If I'm attacking Zhuge Liang deck, this time Zhuge Liang might be using lightning to my highest physical attack unit, which is gonna be Guan Suo instead of Ma Chao because he's got his self attack buff, right? So even if he's dead, that's fine because Ma Chao's gonna do the main damage, okay? And now I can use Guan Ping to send in either Liu Bei or Jiang Wei, to their backline, and then I can Liu Bei buff. So basically, 3 out of my 5 units gonna be killing their backline, the squishy units. That's the goal. And the reason I want to use Bao Sanyang instead of Jiang Wei is because if I run Ma Chao, it's very good against mage deck, right? Because he can charge towards the mage. But what happens if I run towards like someone with a full physical attack, and someone run maybe a single core Xiaohoudun or one of the physical teams, then I can't really direct my charges towards that high threat target, right? But with Bao Sanyang, firstly, the very good thing about her is her charge is only 1 morale cost, so it's super low. And then if you look at her skill description, charge at the target with the highest physical attack and knock the target back. When reach target self-defense, blah blah blah. Right, and also the lawyer one is very important. Firstly, he adds a shield to everyone, and then after shield, if you have 5 unit, it's like similar to Jiang Wei's skill. He lets everyone share damage 60% for 10 seconds. Okay, so against like a bursty deck, this 10 seconds plus a 12% shield is enough before you kill the opponent high threat target. Okay, and her charge makes me able to target the opponent highest physical attack. So if I'm running into a physical attack team, I can direct her to charge to the enemy nuker, and then Guan Suo is gonna follow her and try to kill the nuker first. Okay, so in PvP, she is a better option than Jiang Wei, but Jiang Wei, he lasts a lot longer and he's got a heal. So in PvE, it's better if you run Jiang Wei, okay? And Huangzhong Yin deck, right now, no one's running them, and right now, they're not that strong, so I'm not going to talk about it. A few other unit I want to mention is, firstly, Ma Yunlu, right? Ma Yunlu, she charges and reduce the enemy with highest take attack by 72% plus 268. It's very high debuff, okay? So in the future, maybe you have trouble against mage deck, then you can train her. And also another one is Lady Me. She's also got a debuff. It's not as big, 44% plus 130, also plus another 15%. But the good thing about this one is she doesn't require charge, okay? But so the whole point of including Lady Me in your deck is to debuff the opponent main mage intellect before Xiao Qiao buffing their mage, okay? But you may ask, how's that possible? Because Xiao Qiao's skill is 0 cost and her skill is 3 cost. How can you use her skill before Xiao Qiao's, right? So the trick is this. I'll show you. So you look at the 8, and number 4, it says morale plus 0.08, right? What does this mean? It means this you gain 0.08 morale before the battle starts. So if you can get 5 of your Slothful 8 together over 3 morale, that means you will have 3 morale before the battle starts. Then you can use Lady Me skill before the opponent Xiao Qiao on auto, right? So that's that. And who else? Let's go to Shu deck again. So Shu deck, let's see how to go gallery, sorry. So we talk about everyone on the front row except Pang Tong. Pang Tong basically is a weaker Zhuge Liang. For free-to-play decks, if you don't have Zhuge Liang, you can train him up first, and later he can be a aid for like Ma Chao or someone else. So that's him. Zhang Xinzai, I think she currently I would just use her as an aid because she's got a 3 morale cost physical skill. Increase the P attack of the with 36%, and for every 20% reduction in your HP, P attack increased by another 8%. Kind of syncs well with Zhang Fei's skill. But I think this other, and when she dies, she increased the attack by 65% for 5 seconds. But I just think there are better options out there, so I will just use her as an aid right now. Ma Dai also, in the future, he's got a 5-star version, which is quite decent. But right now, I will just use him as the HP, as the troop aid for Liu Bei. Who else? Actually, that's all the other ones I've mentioned. So if you don't have Liu Bei, then of course you use Yang Liu Bei to replace him in early game, right? And also Zhang Fei, he's very obtainable from daily event, and you can train him up if you're free to play. A very good early game deck will be like everyone supports Zhang Fei. So I'll run, or maybe I'll take a Zhou Yu as well. So you can run like a Zhang Fei, Zhou Yu, right? And then you run like Xiao Qiao, Da Qiao, and Hua Tuo. That's a very solid early game deck. So your Zhou Yu has continuous damage, Zhang Fei up front by himself. Xiao Qiao's gonna buff Zhou Yu's attack, Da Qiao's gonna buff Zhang Fei's attack, and Hua Tuo is gonna heal Zhang Fei and give him extra attack. So that will be a very doable deck early game. But that's pretty much it. I went through the possibility with Shu deck. Like with Wei Yan, you just put him aside now, and when his 5-star version come out, then you start maybe build him into your deck. And Zhou Yu as well, Zhao Yun as well. He's actually got 2 5-star versions currently on Chinese server, and one of the 5-star version give him 3 charging ability in 1 skill. Very, very strong. In the future, I'm definitely going to replace Guanping with the 5-star Zhao Yun in my deck. But that's like a month away, or even maybe a year away, right? So right now we just need to worry about current situation, and that's the deck I went through basically. So hopefully you guys find the information useful. Next video I'm going to go through the Wu deck, okay? So feel free to give the video a like and subscribe, and also please join our Discord channel. We're trying to build a community there. I'll include the include Discord link in the description below. So welcome, and I will see you guys in the next video.